It's always exciting when we have brand new things, and we have 2 new from hot off the press.
Right, we have a pretty wreath cutting die set and wonderful words stamp set.
And we're going to show you how to use them. Come play with us. And just like Gail said, we have 2 brand new ones. Now, they're actually separate.
Sure,
right.
They're separate. We have a cutting die set and we have a stamp set. The cutting die is a pretty everyday wreath with 4 cutting dies.
Right, and the stamps are 40 silicone stamps, as you know. And you can see happy, hello, love, and thanks are the large ones.
Right.
And then all of these coordinating phrases to complete your message.
Oh, it's so fun. I love this. Happy everything. You make me happy.
Right.
Many thanks. Thanks for being you. Thanks, my friend. A note of thanks. I mean, that's the whole thing is like that. And that's why you have those 40 stamps to go with those nice big words.
But we're going to start with our pretty everyday wreath.
Because it is so pretty.
And this is a 4-inch wide, so it's really a generous size. And you can see that we've got these pieces to back the flowers.
They're like shadows that go behind the flowers, and we're going to show you that project and how that works.
In fact, let me just bring this in. Okay, so there is our wreath, and there are the backing pieces, and then we've added some dazzles for our message.
Right, so perfect example. Here is the wreath. Now, on its own, like all by itself, if this was all white, I would just look at that. It's
very
just
pretty.
It's beautiful, just like that. But because you can also cut out these little pieces, all you have to do is first pick them up. Let's pick one up.
Easier said than done.
Is a little bit of glue. Oh, darn it. A little bit of glue on the back of this flower. Just a little bit of just a glue stick is all you need.
Right.
And then place that back there.
And it's going to match perfectly.
And it's going to match perfectly. And now you can see that little flower, and that's the way it's going to look. Right.
And if you want to add the little yellow, as we've done,
liquid pearls or something like that,
spectrum noir pens, whatever you like. And we call it a pretty everyday wreath because everyday meaning that, of course, it could be used for any theme.
Right.
And we think it's just pretty. It's just a lovely little piece.
It's not a Christmas wreath, it's an everyday wreath.
It is an everyday wreath. Now, we have added some dazzles because, you know, that's how we are.
Sure.
So we've got some silver jewel dazzles in there and also the thin line in black, and that's the pieces
I love that.
Right there.
That's sort of like inking, but using dazzles instead.
Yeah.
And it's just a really pretty look.
It's just a really nice finishing. And the words come from the 3-pack, which is Inside Outside Greetings.
I personally find that invaluable.
You like that?
I love that set.
Good. Okay, we'll take it from Gail. She knows. Now, here is the next card. Now, it looks similar, but...
It does, but this time, this one was taken and these pieces were backed.
Just like the first one.
Just like the first one with those patterned papers, and then the entire wreath was backed. So after you've backed those pieces, when you don't have to fussy cut them out, you can just die cut them, then glue the whole piece down and cut around the edges, and you have another beautiful look.
Now, something else that's been done here, and John, if you could get in closer on the black, thank you, John. This is the black peacock, so you can see that it is a little texture.
Right, that you're looking at.
So it's looking like a dark charcoal, but it's really black. In fact, there's this piece.
It's an interesting look because it's got just a little bit of shine and a little bit of texture, so it's not overwhelming at all, and it really gives kind of a fun look.
And it's already embossed for you. This is just how it comes, one of our specialty papers. Now, if one wreath is good, can't 2 just be better, don't you think?
Absolutely.
I love this.
And especially when you do it in a particular way. I'm going to let you go through the card first because, by the way, we have our first hint of our new stamp set here, too.
Yes, so we have our thanks, beautifully done right there. And this is an easel card, so as you can see, and it's a different orientation, and it just works really nicely.
So instead of using a basic 5-inch by 6.5-inch card, I actually used a piece of 12-inch by 12-inch cardstock, cut it to 5 inches wide, and then fold it in half.
That way you've got enough.
Right.
And then so we've got thanks for all you do. Now,
thanks for being you.
Sorry.
And that's all right. But I think we might have that too on the stamp set. It says everything, so you can add that to the inside, and it just really highlights.
And what I love about this is that this could be for almost any theme.
Sure.
So birthday, anniversary, masculine, feminine,
Right.
probably more feminine.
And you
but
could back those flowers with any
Yes.
color you want. I happen to use yellow cardstock, but you could use any color cardstock or specialty paper.
Okay, what's your trick, lady?
Okay, there was a little trick to this because I wanted to layer them on top of each other. So I have these two pieces, and you know, I'm going to pull this in because it's easier to see, and I'll do it like this. I had these two pieces, but I knew if I laid them on top of each other, if we get just close enough, we can see that this part is going to be in front of those flowers, and I
Gotcha.
didn't want them, and I did want to offset the flowers. So I took one of them, got my scissors, and just above that flower, I snipped the wreath, just right next to the flower. So now we've split the wreath. And now I'm going to lay these flowers, I'm going to sort of wrap it around here. Whoops, lay the flowers right where I want them on the front of the wreath, and then wrap this around to the back where you can't really see the end. And then it sort of gives you this nice double wreath effect, and you can just glue that in place and back. And then I foam taped the whole piece on top of the card, so it gives it just a little bit more dimension.
That is brilliant.
Yeah,
Absolutely
thanks.
brilliant. And the acrylic glue is a
Right.
nice way to do these kind of detailed cutting die
Sure,
pieces.
that works great on there. And anyway, so pretty, just nice and bright.
So if you like to, you can cut them and intertwine them,
Right.
or you can separate them and let them just really spread
Kind of
apart
float
for a card.
apart
Yeah,
there, so that's really cute.
that's really nice.
And this was done with the mocha suede, so it's got kind of a nice texture to it too. It gives it a little
You
bit
can
more
pet
of a richer look. Something I want to point out, and you're probably seeing it here. You can see glue here on there, and with suede, it is important to keep the glue off. So I just want to mention that when you're gluing,
So don't do that?
Don't be too liberal with the glue on the back. Just kind
Okay.
of tap it with a glue stick, or use the specialist acrylic glue to put the glue just where you want it, so that you don't get it on the front of that. If you do get it on the front, little water will take it right off if you're quick.
I think it's really clever to have a couple of little sprigs,
yeah.
both at the top and at the bottom.
Very cute. I don't know if there's, and just using a piece of the wreath, just
pretty.
the floral portion for the inside.
And you know,
Very
it's
sweet.
kind of hard sometimes. You get so involved in the full image to think of it in pieces.
Sure,
And and then the dazzles. These are the tiny words in dazzles. So just that little with love, and then on the
Right.
front, the thank you in the middle.
Lots of things that go together there.
Okay,
Very pretty.
since we're into cutting our wreath, how about this one where it is this two? I guess it is two.
It is two,
Uh-huh.
and it was sort of like corner chopped with the cutting die. So in the background, you've got that pretty pink paper, and then you've got this brown on top of it. So let me just show you real quickly. So I started with the brown cardstock, and you're going to lay your cutting die. Now see, I've got it upside down. So the cutting side is toward the cardstock. And I went ahead and basically ran it through the machine and sort of chomped that corner out. And then I turned it around and just did part of it up here and chomped that corner. And when I was done, I laid all of those pieces onto my card. So I had covered my card with the pink. So I laid these brown pieces, and basically after you use that cutting die, here are the pieces that get removed after you've
Okay.
die cut. So I did this just so that you could see this is where those pieces are going to lay. And then I die cut two pretty green wreaths, and I inlaid them within those pieces. Now,
So this is flat.
I did this so that you could see it, but I also made it so I could remove this. I would have placed this piece just so, and then I would glue this one in place right up to the edge of the card. Yeah, it's laying in there flat. And then I would glue the next piece around it, a little bit like a puzzle, just
Yeah.
fitting in the puzzle pieces just like that.
And then trimming the excess,
Right.
of course.
Do the same thing on this side, and then yeah, you'll just trim it even. In fact, if I show you real briefly.
Oh, I see, because it does go to the edge of the card,
Right.
doesn't it?
Now I haven't glued this in place, but I will show you that afterwards I did just trim even with the card, just like
Okay.
there's a reason I'm cutting it off, because I want to show you
Okay.
what I did with the remaining pieces. You can use on the inside of your card.
Oh.
So if we go to the inside,
And,
there you go.
okay,
Just use them off the
pretty.
edges. So save everything.
Yeah, save everything. Very nice. And just once again, I'll kind of hold it on the side so that you can see. Because it's inlaid, this is smooth.
Right.
It's not attached on top.
It's not
like
sitting on top,
like the
right.
Dazzle is,
Right.
the Happy is. So it's just flat. So
You
that's
could
nice.
get the same look without doing that die cutting if you were to back the entire wreath on that paper and then fussy cut around the edges. But see, this was a way to not have to do that.
Okay, and we have added the Dazzles in white, so that's a nice look. Okay, so I think we've done a wonderful job with that.
With the
Very
cutting dies,
pretty, yes.
right.
Now we're going to move into our Happy Hello, Love and Thanks, and this is our first card. And this is just a great example, a large word, and then all of the supporting words that just give you the variety of what you can do with it.
Right.
And so
happy everything.
Absolutely happy everything.
And I love that over this collage of indigo lace
Yes.
papers. So nice blues and ivories, and there's a few little dazzles in there as well.
Just really, really pretty. I love this. I think it's just
Isn't
really,
that fun?
really fun. Yes.
And it just looks happy. Happy,
It does.
happy, happy, happy.
Do you get it?
I love that. And that was done with 2 of the Cat's IQ stamp sets. So the colored ones, the pink ones and the purples.
Yeah.
And I think those are exclusive to us here at
They are.
Paper Wishes, and so that was fun.
And what I love about it is the overlapping of it. So just starting with the lightest, or
Right.
does it make any difference?
Well, I did start with the lightest because you want the last one you see to be very
Yeah.
prominent right before that everything down here. But I
Very
did go with pinks and then with purples, and that was just super fun.
and I like
Oh,
the
hey,
use.
by the way, this was a lot easier using the Misty. That really worked well. You can just
Oh.
stamp and move, and you can get everything
Okay.
lined up nicely.
Good to know. And I brought these in just because we've got the enamel dots. The other piece that's in here is the silver linen. And we'll just get in as close as we can. It's just the border, but
Isn't it
it's
pretty?
one of the design team's favorites. And we have them in 8.5 by 11 and 12 by 12.
And I happen to love this particular paper. I think that's from Buttercup.
It is.
And I
It
just
is.
love that pink and gray plaid. I think, okay, do we have an inside? We do.
Oh, we have an insight. Sorry about
I
that.
think so.
We do. Sending
go.
happy thoughts. So again, you can see how those
supporting words. That's great.
Just
And
do a
I love
really nice
it's
job.
fun. You can just overlap them like that.
which I think is really a nice idea. So often we think of things separately, and it's nice to have them overlapping, just like
Sure.
you did with the wreath. Now, I love this. I think this is brilliant.
It's just fun.
And it's using the 8 circles and scallops cutting die, as you
Right.
can see, and lots of circles and
Lots of
some
circles
stamping.
and some stamping. And I can't remember what we call this stamping technique. Maybe you do.
Oh,
Yeah, I can't remember.
Teresa,
we've done it.
what
Yeah,
did you call
Teresa
it?
would know. But I've seen Teresa do it, and we've done it on a couple of other things. At any rate, it's sort of like a focus, I
Yes.
guess, maybe. But
Spotlight.
Spotlight. There
It's a
we go.
spotlight.
Spotlight. So we're going to start with the background paper, and I've got 3 of those circles. And I love using the Easy Dots. This is the temporary adhesive, because you're going to need to stamp this
Right.
and then remove it, because you have to do some matting and some other fun stuff. So just place this wherever it's going to be. And with the 3 pieces, what I did is I placed them right on the edge. I sort of centered it and brought it over to the left edge
Okay.
to get that sort of telescoping effect there. So all 3 of those lined up and on the left edge. Now I've got my happy stamp, and I have
That sounds
Versamark.
cute.
It's such a happy stamp. Happy, happy, happy. Okay. We do that, and right there with all 3 of those stacked up, I'm going to stamp, and I'm actually going to stamp even onto the paper. I'm trying to line it
Oh,
up
just that
there.
little bit.
Yeah, so you've got that little curly Q on the left side, and I'm going to rock it back and forth to make sure that it
Yeah.
hits the left side as well. So after that, then you just get to use your embossing powder. And let me just show you that. And I'm not going to heat set it, but I just want to show you what that looks like. That I do it right there with all 3 in place. That's
Right,
going to be just
okay.
fine.
Good to know.
And tap that off. When it's done, I will go ahead and heat set that, and when it is heat set, it looks like that. So just use my heat gun. And after this, at this point, I'm ready to remove them because I use that temporary adhesive. I can remove them individually. I'm going to then mat that one, each one of those, on white cardstock, and then I place them right back where they were before with foam tape.
Right.
And you get that lift that you're seeing.
It's really just a stunning look, and it's an easy process.
It is.
Once you realize that you can stamp across 3 layers.
Across multiple levels like that.
Not
yes.
after, before they've been matted.
Right.
But I also love the supporting circles, and that some are cut off. I think that's just so. Frosting day, a little birthday, a lot of happy.
I love it. Now,
really
right from
fun.
the stamp set, I love all of those extra words in there.
They're great. And then happy birthday to you, just in case you didn't get it on the front.
Right.
We've got it on the back. And again, more of the dazzles are just more circles all over.
The dazzles, little dots everywhere make it pretty cute.
So you've seen two. Now we're going to go into the many thanks, my friend.
So this is beautiful. I love using the different colors for the stamping. So have you ever thought of using different colors when you're stamping? I don't think that's something that we always think of.
Right.
We're just, okay, I'm going to get all my stamping done. But that is a nice effect, and you can tie it into the colors on your paper. But really, this beautiful focal up here is standing out nicely too.
And I like the little bird
Isn't
laying
that
there.
great?
So certainly to have butterflies or different things.
Sure.
And this dazzle then is backed onto some of the triple finish. So you can
Right.
see the pink and as
the rose gold as
sorry.
well as that's all right. The rose gold as well as the gold. So
Yeah.
two different sets were used, but you're seeing different finishes from the rose gold, the
Right.
brushed and the glitter. Plus, you're getting areas that are
paper.
backed on the paper. I think we started with the triple finish and then ended backing with those with the paper.
And just in case you didn't know, the triple finish has 3 finishes. That's
Right.
why it's triple. So there is the micro glitter and each package is by color. So the rose gold is going to have the micro glitter. It's going to have the brushed and the mirror.
And
So,
there's the brush that
yeah.
you see on the back. It's one of my favorites.
Yeah.
But such a pretty card.
Isn't that
I
pretty?
really love the look. I like all of those colors together, and then just a little
Inside.
bit for all you do, which the stamp set supports whatever you're doing with the larger words.
Now we're working with the Happy, Hello, Love, and Thanks, and some of you may remember the script greetings that we came out with earlier. They do coordinate together, and here's an example of sending a happy hello. So this is die cut, this is stamped.
Right. And this one was actually cut out around afterwards, so that was something that
Okay.
was done. But it's nice to have that cutting die just to die cut those big words. So beautiful.
And that's done with the triple finish, obviously purple, using the mirror, and on the inside from across the miles.
Right.
So you
and-
can
and
decide
this-
what you want to say.
Sure. And this is stamping and embossing with, I believe it's the amethyst. You can look on the gallery to
Okay.
find out. But so pretty.
And here is another combining both the stamp and the cutting die for my true love. Isn't that so pretty?
Right. So embossing in white, and then have that beautiful love in the gold triple finish, and that's in the mirror.
And we know that if you had a cutting die that large, it's not going to be inexpensive, right? So our fallback is the design toolkits, and this is number 10, and it just has a lot of these label shapes, and just for the price comparison, you get so many 18 shapes in here for I think a $6.99 or so retail.
Yeah.
So just
Very
really goes,
economical.
yeah.
And it's such a beautiful look.
For my true love, I love you. And this is using the gold triple finish. So, you're getting a nice little entry into those
Right.
also. So we
beautiful.
Yes.
Lots of different looks. Happy, thanks, love, joy, and all that good stuff.
So cutting die with our pretty everyday wreath and our happy, hello, love, and thanks stamps. You can use them together, you can use them separately, and then you know about the coordinating cutting die that's going to go there.
Sure. And it's a great way to increase your happiness.
Yes, and stick with all of the present paper wishes, and we'll see you next week.